This session record form must be completed every time you support a learner. You can access it two ways. First is to access your Trello and go to this card under the Forms section. Once you click on the card, it will expand and you can find the link in the description. You can also load it through the internet by simply typing in leap.ngo/session. We do a session record to keep track of how our learners are progressing and what impact we're making. The first thing you need to do in this form is to select how many hours or minutes you spend with the learner. Usually it'll be a 1-hour session. You then need to click inside this button to open up the mentor contribution section. Please note that this might look slightly different on a phone or tablet. Once you've clicked in here, you enter your first name and your last name. You then put in the first name and the last name of the learner. You then have to enter an email address that's not the learner's real email address, but simply their first name @ their last name.com. This is a feature that we have to use so our database doesn't duplicate our learners. If you look up here, you can see an example of the format that you must complete the email address in. You then select the session date. As you should be doing the session record after seeing each learner, it should be already highlighted in yellow. Then you can select the main device they used. Sometimes learners would like help on 2 devices, such as a laptop and a mobile phone. Please select the one that they spent the most time using. You then select the category according to what they learnt about. So if you click on this, it brings up some options, such as communicating, basic internet, social media, files and photo management, online banking, government services, apps, online security, or other. So if the learner was learning to email, you can select communicating, but if then they also wanted help using an app, you can select apps. If you select something by mistake, you can get rid of it by hovering over this X and then clicking it. If the learner has any comments, you can write them down. It's not necessary that they say something each session. It could be something that they want you to note, or it could just be general feedback. And the mentor note is where you can write something that you need to make note of, or if there was anything unusual in the session. And you select the venue where you mentored. The donation section is how you log how much money a learner may have given you. Donations are always voluntary and all our programs are free. The optional donation goes towards recognizing digital mentors at the end of the year. You then select whether the learner is continuing. If it says yes, please book next week, you should book the learner in for next week using the Google form or tell another mentor who can access the Google form. If the learner would like to book again but is not sure when they would like to, then they can contact the service themselves, so it's this. If they're not continuing, then select no, last session. Now you can confirm the session. Once you click submit, it loads a new page and you can confirm all the details on here. And if they're correct, then you can press continue. But if you need to go back and change any of these details, if you entered something incorrectly, then you can do that. But otherwise you can press continue and your form is completed.